Good morning, and welcome to the Dark Moon Deep Dive in the morning. I thought it would be nice to try it differently. And then, of course, I wanted to share it's the bear. The bear card actually says, well, there's a few cool things about it, about someone on the verge of some type of transformation. And I feel like that's micro and macro, so that's kind of cool. And then it also means move. Move, you big bear. You've been in hibernation. So, so I thought that we'd start this morning out moving. And if you are tuning in and you're still in bed or you don't feel like getting too crazy, you can just move a little bit. It's up to you. So I like moving very slowly and getting started in the morning as gently and nurturingly, if that's a word, as possible. So let's get onto the floor. And if you're on the mat, cool, or excuse me, on the bed, and I'm rolling my butt, basically. I'm honestly just getting right on the waistline and moving the knees a little bit. And if this doesn't feel good on your neck, you can lay all the way down and just wiggle your knees back and forth and just let your back enjoy it. It shouldn't hurt. Um, it might not feel great. It might be a little um, tight from depending on how you slept, right? So doing that, and then you can grab your knees, and of course, these are all invitations. You get to do whatever you want. We're gonna do a little meditation together after we wiggle, and the idea is just to set the vibes in a good way. So now I'm going left and right with my knees, and this can feel really good on your spine if you move the knees far away and then pull them close. You'll notice how it moves up and down the spine. And then, of course, if you want to do some of this type of rolling, just remember to tuck your chin, and then you can hang on outside or inside. Or you can hang on to your feet, your ankles. It's more how we do it in the Pilates class. Of course, your belly is engaged so that your back feels safe. And I'm just going to invite you to go ahead and lay down because it is first thing in the morning, and that we can just reach down with our feet and reach up with the hands and really get tall for a moment, lengthening your spine, elongating the entire body, and just reaching with your toes. Maybe you want to pick up your leg and reach a little farther and then put it down, and you're just finding your tallest possible position. And then from here, I always like looking at my rib cage for a moment, because when you reach back really far, sometimes your rib cage comes up because you don't have that flexibility. So it can be nice to lift your arms and lift your shoulders and then put them back down, and then drop your rib cage back down. See if you can't, maybe your arms have to come all the way up or down, but see if you can get onto the mat with your most of your back. And we're not going to do any hard work. This is not the hard working class. But if you in your own practice wanted to work from here, you could do some lifting down there. You could even put a yoga block in between your feet so that you're trying to stay on the mat. So you want to just, I like looking at that first thing in the morning, just noticing. And then you can just let it go, right? Because it's not wrong to curl your spine, it's just awareness. So just that little moment of chit chat. And then I'm going to take one knee, the right knee, and I'm going to hug it tight into my armpit. And really just as much as you can get it in there. And then if you like, you could lift your head and with caution, with all of your belly muscles. So the belly comes in and that lifts the head. So you notice that your neck is really soft there. That's a great practice. And then give your knee a kiss. It's just a little way. You notice you just get a little more stretch across the back when you do that. And then when you go back down with care, and then take that knee across the body for a twist. And this is all my bed yoga. So, like, I do this in bed a lot. First thing. So, don't feel bad if you don't want to get up yet. Just do it in bed. Now, this top arm, what I like to do is just take a nice inhale, lift it up, and exhale, drop it down to my booty. I'm just doing a nice rotation with it, sort of like a clock hand, and the floor is the clock. So, you're just trying to stay parallel. Everything soft, everything in the spirit of the dark moon, and you could change that direction. One thing that I heard yesterday in my astrology that I liked was that a nice way to be in relationship with the moon. And let's bring this leg back gently and drop it down very gently. A nice, nice way to be in relationship to the moon is to mirror the moon in your life. So if it's a dark moon, you're just a little quieter, a little darker in the sense of kind of being inward, just kind of being with yourself, other knee in for a hug. And that when it's a full moon, it's a little more like, woohoo! And I think that's kind of fun. Like it's a little more outward with socialization and etc. Obviously, that's not always going to be working out, but it's kind of a nice rule of thumb with practice, with personal practice. So, again, with your belly, lifting the head so that it's not with your neck. I love practicing that. Just use your belly, move your head a little bit so you can show yourself, hey, I'm not using my neck. And then give your knee a kiss. And then drop it over into the twist, mindfully dropping back down with your head to the mat. And if you feel good to do your arm on this side, remember everything's an invitation and you get to do whatever feels best for you. And we're just moving a tiny bit today because the bear card said so. But this is really more of a meditation meetup where we're going to just be still and love on ourselves. That's it. No goal other than that. I changed the direction. And I'm just wiggling a little bit what feels good to me. And I invite you to do that too. And just come back when you're ready. Maybe you want to do a little more windshield wiper with yourself. When you're finished playing with that, you can take your hands behind your head. Again, lifting up with your belly so that your neck is kind of soft here. And then with your head, just direct the, the, the head with your hands, excuse me, direct the head upward. Just a little stretch, nothing crazy. You could go a little to the side. And then I'm just going to drop down and let myself come up. And of course, you're doing you. So I'm doing me, you're doing you. So if this doesn't feel like where you want to go, you remember these are your invitations. So since we're moving and stretching, let's do that. Let's keep doing that. I always like to remind you when you're sitting up, lift up your skirt, lift up your butt. When you're laying down, push down your skirt, push down your butt. So that's a nice thing to know for your back. And I'm just going to do a good old fashioned wide leg stretch here. Feels like, whoa, been doing a lot of sitting and a lot of walking and not a lot of this. So with this one, I actually like practicing nose to knee. It's feels really good on the back. So if you'd like to join me in that, it's an inhale in the center. Soft in your face. And then it's an exhale nose to knee. Now you can add on whatever kind of thing you want to add on with your arms. Today I'm feeling just like doing my torso. So I'm gonna let my arms be chill. But you do whatever feels right. Inhaling in the center and exhaling down towards your knee. You might not make it to your knee on the first, second, or third time, but you might make it there today if you just keep trying. And that is a good metaphor for life. That you might just make it there if you keep trying, right? We inhale. And we exhale down to say hello to the leg. Now, if this feels too intense for you, you can always decide to crisscross and do it, right? It's a little bit less stretch on the legs this way and more stretch on the back, on the low back. This is my every morning stretch. It's the way that I stretch my back, my neck, my waist. You can begin to add arms in, get side body stretching going. The music track that we have in the background today is Jonathan Goldman. He does a lot of nice sound healing tracks on Spotify. I really enjoy. This is just one long ultimate Om. So I'm just slowing down a little bit here, feeling into what my body would like. I'm finding my legs out in front. Remember, skirt up, booty back, toes up for this one, and just reach forward towards your feet. Nothing too fancy. And remember, when this stretch is happening, pulling the belly in for a nice kiss to your spine gives you more room to go and to grow into it forward. It's like the belly kind of goes, come on, to your body, come on, as you pull it in. So it's kind of, notice that when you breathe in, pull the belly in. Exhale, you can stretch a little farther. And this one, you'll amazingly start to feel it in your low back. There's a sweet spot where it starts to activate back there. And I always have to remind myself here, relax your face, because, oh, I see a puppy. Relax your face here, because what happens is you'll start going, ugh, and then it's like, oh. And then just softening out of it, rotating the ankles. And I'll rotate the wrists. And I like to take one of these with my hands and try to remember that thing about the rib cage here. So try to notice that when you come here, does your rib cage go wow, wow, and then just kind of try to pull it back in, and then just do your arms. You'll get a better stretch that way. So your back is kind of telling you like, hey, we're not flexible there yet. And if you wanted, you could take this off to the side as well, and just kind of press down into the mat with your booty. I'm starting to feel a little heat in my arms. That's interesting. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do another one of those. That feels really good. So we're in the dark moon, and the time of dark moon, if we are mirroring the energy of the moon and just coming out of that and gently just doing a little movement with the head, whatever feels right, just little circles dropping in. And I like to say, when you're dropping in, instead of thinking ear to shoulder, think forehead out, kind of like more, instead of down, that it's more kind of up and out. You'll get a better stretch that way, and then keeping that shoulder that you're trying to go to down. And thinking of the dark moon energy, or the new moon tomorrow, or this week. Yes, it is tomorrow. Just maybe remember, you don't always have to know. That's something that's been helpful for me. You don't always have to know the answers. You don't always have to be the one that solves it or helps do the thing. And it's okay to be inward. It's okay to be quiet. It's okay to focus on yourself. And it's okay to say no, or to say maybe later. And then just little movements here in your neck just to wake up the spine. Now, the other card, interestingly, that I pulled today was called, it basically told us to share our songs. Share your song, share your frequency. And I thought, wow, that's interesting. Are we going to sing? It's kind of early in the morning. So I thought what I would invite for you, and I'm really excited to say that I will be doing some more mantra work with you all soon. It's something I'm deeply working on, deeply embedded in. I'm going to invite, just to start. I'm gonna baby step y'all into voice work and singing and more kind of personal sound healing in this year. Is I'm just gonna invite a sweet little hum, and if you want to turn it into an ohm, if your dog starts getting into it with you and you guys start doing a symphony, or if you're like, oh, people are sleeping, I want to stay quiet, whatever's happening right now, a sweet little sound within your own body. And I like touching my body when I do it. So let's do that. And if there's any other wiggles that you need, we're kind of starting to slow down so that we can do a good long meditation together. Um, but please, if you still need to, if you have a request, even, if you want to be like, whip a quick down dog, please do it. But otherwise, and just even hearing myself talk, it's very interesting. So perhaps the first thing I'll invite you to do is try a really low sound, and it can be with your mouth closed, just that's it. You're just humming, you're just feeling the vibration, and it's actually, if you can imagine while you're doing it, let's do it a couple times and I'll talk to you a little bit. Imagine that when you do it, you are vibrating. Imagine that's what's happening inside of you. Everything starts going, oh, 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 oh. It's a party. It's a healing party. And we're going to go where we need to go. And we're going to get unstuck and we're going to get freaked out and whatever else. And so just try that a couple times really low. Hmm. See if you can have the sensation, the stoplight sensation, I'll name it. What I just had was where I tried to send it down, which isn't necessarily actually possible, but it is. The sound can travel in your body. I tried to send it down and then I felt it up here. So it was sort of this, whoa. So try that. Try to send it down and then try to send it up and just see how that feels. Going low. Okay, let's just try a big horse breath. Now just a little lion's breath. So we're going to exhale, drop your tongue, drop it like it's hot, push it out there, get it down because you're stretching your spine that way. And look at your nose on your exhale. Let's do that again. Remember, drop it until it's a little bit uncomfortable. I closed my eyes. I don't know why. Let's do it again. Look at your nose. Great. And remember, that breath resets left and right brain. So if you get off kilter, and usually when I like that breath is when I'm very frustrated, when I can't feel good about something and I'm just like, ugh, that breath really just helps my brain go zzz, because there's always two sides to something. There's the compassionate side and the side that you're frustrated on. So I feel like that breath just kind of helps me hop back to the center so that I get to decide what side of the fence that I want to be on rather than just being pissed off that I'm on the frustrated side. So going back to the sound, I really find this humming practice to be nurturing. Think about it. if you have a little baby or a little something that you're trying to coddle or nurture, you feel compelled to make a noise to it's okay or whatever you do. So it's almost like you're doing that to yourself. So now I just want to invite you to place your hands on your body, and whatever tonality and whatever kind of thing happens now, we're just going to hum into the body and humming an intention in. So I'm going to put mine as love, but you could do something else if you wanted to say healing or that you want to poop because you're constipated. Like just put an intention in there and hum it out. Let's try it again, and this time I invite you to smile with your hum, smile at yourself, and maybe do some like variation, like and start to like maybe improvise with it. Just trying it, just for fun. This is only for fun and for you. Well, that felt pretty fun, so I'm going to try that one again with a smile and with some variation. If you start low, try to switch to high just to feel it. And you'll notice the tonalities send the sound in your body, and wherever you're sending it, it's healing. It's just like when you introduce sound into water and it moves all of the molecules. That's what you're doing inside of your body. So we'll just do one more and then I won't invite this practice anymore today. So one more good hum for yourself. Just let yourself feel it. And of course, if you feel like opening your mouth, that's good. But today we're just humming to baby step into sound healing, into voice. Sometimes I want my breath to last a little longer. So, in the spirit of that, let's do a couple of box breaths, right? Where we're going to just, I like to just think of it as a box because I'm inhaling, holding, exhaling, and holding. So, let's inhale for 4 counts and hold for 4 counts and exhale for 4 counts and hold for 4 counts. Again, inhale, hold, exhale, and hold. If it goes more than 4, that's okay. Inhale, hold, exhale, and hold. Again, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Look, we can't help but dance. We're dancers. We can't help it. It happens. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. So I like that breath as just another way to calm down if you're again starting to feel agitated or you want to neutralize your energy to neutral, where you get again to be right on the fence and decide which way. So for our meditation today, it's just going to be really gentle mindfulness. So if you want to sit up, since it's morning, that's what I was thinking. But I'm also inviting you, if you feel like, you know what, I want to lie back down, that's great. That's fine too. If you want to get cozy for a moment, I have a new blanket that I'm excited about today, so I'm going to wrap myself in it. Speaking for just a moment about the week so that you're aware of it, there's a solar eclipse. Basically, the sun is like the divine heart of the world. And there is a new moon eclipse on Thursday. So it's a really big week. I mention it because sometimes eclipse energy can be chaotic. There can be this kind of insatiable, grasping sort of feeling like, what am I doing? What am I going to do? What's happening? And I think the message is to get on the surfboard, ride the wave, have a good time. Don't get too freaked out about it. The other thing to know about this week, I think is really cool, is with all of the eclipse energy, you can really receive downloads this week. Like it's a big time for that. So if something comes through for you, I would say trust in yourself. Because the eclipse is kind of like a little opening, like, hello. And it's like, I love my astrology, Chani Nicholas. She says it's a good time to tune yourself to your inner astrologer and your inner kind of like tarot reader. So that is just, I think, fun info. And it's a good week to be aware of what you do and what you don't do, because how you show up this week will be setting a tone because of all of the eclipse energy and the moon. So it's sort of like, what are your intentions this week? How are you deciding to show up? And maybe just every morning, I like to do that. Make sure I'm in gratitude. Remind myself of the things that I enjoy and that I know feel good. Eating good foods, thinking good thoughts, and that kind of thing. So, with all of that in mind, forget about it and meditate. Bringing yourself to this present moment. Taking a couple of nice deep breaths. Really deep, deep centering breath where you're really like taking all the air in that you could possibly take. And then letting it out, just like, that feels amazing, like that. And that's a thing. It's called in yoga a centering breath, and it is actually like, let that shit go. Let it be a noise. Let it be for real that you are like actually going, bye, like that, of anything that's in there that's, and then just give a nice little soft smile. And let your breath be whatever it would like to be. And if there's a decision that you want to make about it, if you want to decide that you want to be on the long, winding road right now, the long, meandering path of beautiful, long, luxurious breath, you want to invite your body to soften, and we'll move through the body so we can say hello. And what this does, it's sort of like an awake yoga nidra to me, and it cultivates mindfulness. So if you're thinking, what am I doing right now? We're cultivating mindfulness. We're aligning with the energies of the moons and the planets. And we're practicing right now the idea that everything is okay, that you are enough, your life is beautiful, that you can trust your life. And perhaps for just this one moment before we get started, you could rub your hands together and think of just one little thing that you want to decide right now, like how you want to show up this week. Like, I know for me, I want to show up in trust because I've been feeling a little worried. So, for instance, whatever it is that you've been working hard at, let's create that intention of how you want to show up, and then just speak it into your hands like a little secret. And then just place it right onto your heart. And then we can just let that go and trust that that is working, that that is there. You've called it in. It is you. You're just tuning to that channel. It's not something you don't possess. And then just be comfortable with your hands in your lap or whatever they would like to be. A small smile if you want to use your face muscles, or maybe you want to just try to relax your face 100%. Starting at the top of your head, notice your skull, your cap, your temples. Notice these muscles right in front of your ears, at your cheeks, and then move across your face and soften all the way to your mouth and chin and up underneath your nose and deep in your eye sockets. Just soften, soften, soften all the way into your tongue, into your throat. And just take a moment breathing into your face. Open the top of your head, the crown, as if it were like a little trap door. And just invite in divine energy, that sun eclipse energy from today, the golden sparkly energy of life, of heart. Invite it in to cleanse your face of any emotions that maybe landed there that aren't yours or that aren't authentic for today. If something's feeling resistant or difficult, just make it up that it's easy and balance the left and the right side of the face. And call that energy down into the throat, softening the throat at the back of the neck, in the front of the throat, and on the left side and the right side. Soften and feel a cool breeze coming into your throat as you breathe. Maybe you'd like to part your lips and really experience that air on your lips. As it moves down the body, we're still receiving that sparkling divine solar energy. It's heart, it's divine, it's pure. Moving across the shoulders and softening all of those muscles, connecting from the neck to the shoulder, down the biceps, into the elbows, the forearms and wrists, into the palm of your hand. Feel it soften. Balancing left and right hands. Each finger soft, and the back of your hand feeling soft. And tracing that little line all the way back up to your heart, allowing the chest, all the muscles behind your heart, all of the ligaments connecting the organs in the rib cage, everything just soften. Receiving that divine energy, it's coming on down and lighting up your rib cage and each little muscle in between the ribs. Each one of those all the way down, wrapping around your back. Just taking a moment of softness and a little hug for your heart and your lungs. Feel that sparkly cosmic energy coming in, filling up your belly, resolving any digestive issues that you might be having with food or with ideas. Sending some love to your liver where we just happen to store anger, just again neutralizing any of that that might be present for you. Lighting up the kidney, the factory, the fun factory, lighting up the belly. Softening in the belly, softening all of those muscles in the belly, the ones that run up and down and ones that run side to side. Still receiving all of that cosmic light. It's very sparkly. Moving into the pelvis, feel softening happening in all of those muscles and ligaments, connecting the torso, the waist, to your pelvis, into your booty, and connecting your legs, just that bowl of the pelvis. Feel it soft and filling up with that solar energy, a little bit of that dark lunar energy too, that receptiveness, coming into full balance, left and right. Move right into the center of the pelvis, into the space of the perineum and the genitals. And receive light to this area, these passageways where pleasure happens, where toxins leave the body, neutralizing this space, filling it with light, with healing, and with possibility for new ideas, new solutions, new pleasures. And moving down into the legs, softening the thigh muscles, all of the complicated little system around the knee and behind the knee. In a moment of gratitude for the knee, for the legs, for the hinges that they are, the destinations that they provide us. Softening in the ankles and the feet. And balance the energy left and right. Still feeling that cosmic energy coming all the way down into your feet, into your heels, and your ankles, your toes. And then we'll just take another moment to imagine the earth energy coming up so that we balance. We feel that strong current of stability, of here and now, of presence, coming up through the bottom of your feet as if, or the bottom of your booty, or both, filling you up with beautiful, stable current, mixing with that sparkly cosmic energy to bring you into balance and to bring you into this moment of no moon and no expectation for yourself. A reminder that you are a powerful, beautiful source of love and light. Your presence, your existence is so much enough. I just want to invite you to bask in that feeling, in the feeling of your body, vibrant, alive, vibrating, practicing receptivity at this moment. I draw a circle of safety and light around us, around the temple, and anyone who enters now or later. And I send healing Reiki, healing energy to you. I invite you to receive that, to practice receiving and receptivity, which is your birthright. And if there's anything happening right now in the area of resistance, of thoughts, make it up that it's easy and come back to receiving and being, basking in light, luxuriating in rest. And just notice what you notice. Everything that happens right now is perfect. And as we begin this day, I would just like to invite you to remember your heart as we close the practice, bringing the earth energy and the cosmic energy both into your heart for balance. And feel that place in your heart, that little spot, the soul, the Atman, the forever piece of you that continues on when physical death occurs. That part of you, I ask you to go to that piece of you now and take these last few moments just to see if there's a download from that divine source, that divine piece of you that's been here and that will be here for eternity. Just opening to receive, practicing the art of being. For just a few more minutes here, just inviting you, practicing being, receiving that divine love. Let yourself be wrapped in it. If there's any part of you, any victim part of you that's been present, let that part of you get this hug and feel good and hear the message that everything is perfectly, divinely timed. And anytime you need to remember who you are, that you are enough, that you can trust yourself, that you are safe in your body, in this life. You can move yourself to this place, to this heart space, into that essence of you that is so alive and vibrant and connected to source and to earth. And just be there. This is your home, and this is available to you no matter where you are physically. This is your forever divine home in your heart. And we're just going to take about 2, 3 more minutes of just really being in this softness, in this divine space. Loving yourself, feeling love, this hug from the universe. Anytime you feel alone, come to your heart and know that you are not alone, that your soul has been here. Your soul understands how to take care of you, how to guide you. And if you would like to give yourself a hug as you slowly come back, or maybe touch your heart as you slowly come back to the memory that you have a body. we can we can now be in the space of remembering the body is where that soul is living. The body is your soul's temple. And I just want to invite you to come right back to that intention that we set today, that thing that we decided. We rub the hands together and just think of one way that you want to show up this week. Because the way the energies align this week, it is of significance to be mindful how we show up. So we just whisper that thing into your hand and again into your heart, just sealing that decision for yourself. This is how I show up this week. This is the promise I make to my soul. And may you live your week with all of the love and care and that you deserve, and all of the rest that you deserve. Remembering that we're in a solar eclipse today, we're in a new moon tomorrow, and we are in a lunar eclipse on Thursday. So, like, wow, what a week. And I'm just going to envision myself like the moon goddess that I am, walking through the week wearing my big moon gown, waving my big moon wand, showing up how I decided. And just one more reminder that it is a high time to receive downloads, right? So, solar eclipse today, right around noon over there in California. New moon tomorrow. And lunar eclipse Thursday. So, a really good week for you to meditate, for you to be in these spaces, for you to find quiet, be quiet, listen to the messages. You won't be able to hear them if your mind is loud. Maybe take some time to journal this week. And you may like to journal right now. In closing, I would like to remind you that all of this information is very fun, but at the end of the day, you are enough. You are doing it right. And you are absolutely beautiful in the world, shining your light. Please know that. And have a beautiful week out there.